One day we'll get it right. Is it all right now? Can you hear me? And is there any echo? Please let me know. I was just, yeah. No. Yeah, I started the stream by saying that, I hope you can hear me and that I hope that one day I'll be sure that everything is working. Apparently, not today, but it's all good. One day we'll figure it out. I have a bit of an echo, but I hope that it's not. Okay, good. If it's just me, then I'll survive. I'll be fine. Okay, so today we are leaving the bathroom, moving to the study, and doing a library wall sort of thing. I'll show you. So yeah, of course, there's already a mess. Oh dear. So we are moving to this little space here. It's actually quite big. And the idea is that all of this wall, maybe I should be on screen if I'm already here. All of this wall here will be shelves with books and perhaps some other interesting items, but basically that will be a library. And I've already done the wallpapers for the rest of the walls. You know what? I'll just move to the full screen for this. Give it its respect. So we have this lovely sort of damask wallpaper. And I'm not sure you can see it on the camera, but I actually for this one used I used this paper that it's meant for bookmaking. It's not actually paper; it's actually fabric. There you can see the grain. So it's actually fabric that is used for the kind of the spine of books. So it's very thin and it's backed with very, very thin paper to keep it strong. And I just stamped on it with damask to give it some more interest. And yeah, I use this sort of plum color. It's an archival ink in plum color that works with the brown and it kind of adds this little reddish depth to it. So that will be the wallpaper on all of these sides. But on this wall here, basically because I knew I want to cover the whole thing with shelves, you can see that I just put wood grain on the back, wood paper on the back. So this will already be the back of the shelves and we're just going to build it straight on it. And speaking of the wood paper, when I started this project, I told you all that I was using this Altenew wood paper. This is it's a specialty paper that they have. As far as I know, they discontinued it. So I did want to find something else, and I found this guy, this wood veneer collection, cardstock. It's the same thickness, but one thing that I will not open it on screen, trying to avoid the crackling. One of the things that I really like about it already is that it's backed with craft paper, which means that when you cut through, it doesn't leave you any white because this is backed in white. And sometimes, especially when I stained it to dark wood like this, to darker colors, then you really need to kind of cover the edges because it's white. It shows white. So I was very happy to find this, and I actually already used it for the floors of this floor, Yes, the floors of this floor. It always sounds weird when I say it, but I know it's right. So I already used it and I stained it, and it takes the color great and it's awesome. So one other thing that I found is that, oof, I feel like this was very scratchy. This company, which one is it? The paper, Cardstock Warehouse wood paper company. So the same sucker, they make us. There's several. Oh, hey Vina, how are you? So they have. You can get these wood veneer papers in. They have a couple of sizes, and they also have a couple of types of woods. So I took the white birch because I wanted a pale one because I can stain it and kind of play with it. And it's also the first time that I tested it. So, starting with what can give you more variety. So I got that, but it is beneficial to know that there's other colors. So sometimes, for example, if you know that all the wood you want is dark, you can just buy a darker wood instead of staining it every time like I do. Okay, so this is our wallpapered pieces. You can see that, yeah, so the wall here, and you can see that I don't know. Okay, for me, it feels like a really wobbly illusion when I'm looking at. I hope that it's not making you dizzy as much as it does me, but this is basically the plan. Oh yeah, I'm okay too. I'm glad you're good. Decided when will I glue some walls? Ooh, it's a very good question. I'm a coward when it comes to these things, but the day will arrive. The day will arrive. I promise you. um, so yeah. So because there's a very kind of skinny piece of wall next to the door here, I actually decided to keep it to make it a wallpaper to continue the wallpaper from the rest of the walls, and all of this, like floor to ceiling, will basically be shelves. There is one part, and you might, yeah, my sketch is understandable to myself. I'm not sure if it's clear to anybody else, but um, the point is basically I have this kind of slightly thicker piece that I've already prepared ahead that kind of we'll cut it to two parts. It'll be like the bottom and the top, and we'll work around it. At the very top here, there will be a bit of a trim, because the same way that I did it in the parlor, if you remember. I hope they won't be too wonky, the shelves. I can. I hope the shelves will not be that wonky. So yes, the shelves will go above the door as well here. And if you remember in the parlor, I had this kind of trimming piece that goes above the windows to hold the curtains. So my plan includes that, so that I will have, so we'll have sort of a how do I call it? Yeah. So there will be a trim at the top of the shelving that will kind of go around the wall, all the walls in the room. Now, okay. So I already kind of cut some pieces. I have a bit of a mess here. It's all good. And yeah, you can see here these little pieces of gray board. These will be books. And I will hopefully kind of get to showing you how I plan to do some of the books, but today we'll mainly build the shelves, and I'm not sure we'll be able to finish it because it's kind of a lot of shelves. So I've already prepared ahead this piece that will go straight through. And one of the reasons that I wanted to prepare it ahead is because of this corner here. And I have this shape here, just a second, because basically when you put it into here in place, then, I didn't want it to be too sharp here. I didn't want the window like to get stuck in this window. So that's why I kind of rounded this corner, and we'll have this sort of cool. Yes, I will have one of those moving letters. I am definitely planning on doing that because they are super cool. I always wanted that. But, I don't have 4 meters walls, so I don't really need a ladder to get to the books usually. And yeah, I should say a word about measurements. So generally speaking, in this project, the scale is approximately 2 centimeters is 1 meter in real life. Okay, so and I calculated that about, so 10 centimeters in real life will be about 2 millimeters in the sizes of this house. So these shelves are equal to about 30 centimeters depth. So yeah, I actually have wicked plans for that ladder because I am hoping, or I am planning to have an opening in the ceiling to the attic. So, and that ladder will actually also be an access to the attic. So that would be cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so we have this central shelf here. And I think that generally speaking, we will have, so the last shelving will be actually here like that. Or the last, yeah, and then I'll have a few more corner shelves like this, which, just in case that I forget later, I just want to be sure that, where's my pencil? There it is. I'm just going to take one of the, I'll just take a piece of cardstock, any cardstock at the moment, because I want to mark exactly what this curve looks like. And I will probably need to glue this down soon. So just to be sure, lest I forget to kind of mark the shelves, because I want, if I'll add more shelves, rounded shelves on top of it, I want them to be exactly like this. You mean the letter? Yeah, it would probably be a bit of a challenge, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so what I have here is pieces that I've already cut ahead to the size that I want, to the width that I want. And what I'm going to do is just glue them side to side to give them more stability and a little bit more thickness. This one, because it's like the main one here in the middle, I made it a little thicker than everything else just by adding another piece of cardstock in the middle. But I think that for the majority, for the majority of the shelves, and the backing, everything, this would be perfectly fine, just back to back. It will already kind of give them an extra strength and extra thickness, which kind of goes together. So start with that, and then we'll see. Yeah, I figure that I can either. So cool. Just trying to make sure that they sit well together nicely. So generally speaking, when building something like that, what you usually do is you choose whether you take, wait, slide into place, please. Thank you. Basically need to choose whether you're starting with the horizontal or the vertical lines. Now, because it's a library, I would say I would start with the vertical ones because that seems to be how libraries are built. So that's what we'll do in a sec. And for that, yep. So what I will have is basically one wall on the side here will go all the way to the bottom. But for the rest of them, they will be separated by this one that is here in the middle. And I'm going to just cut them. So I calculated ahead that the bottom part, well, the bottom part is like, it's the same height as the door, so they will all be 4 centimeters. This part is 4 centimeters, and up here, in order to leave some space for the trim above, it's going to be 3.2. So let's start marking and cutting, and hopefully, yeah, so how much do we have left? Aha, perfection. It's actually perfect. Awesome. Okay, cool. Let's pretend that I planned that. I did not, but that's okay. Okay. And I need, let's see, I'm looking at the plan. We need, this would be the full height, which is 7.2. And then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which hopefully I have enough. If not, we'll make more. 8. Good. And yeah, I probably should have prepped these guys ahead. But I don't know. Kind of wanted to show you the whole process, I guess. Yep. So that's about it. Let's see. So we have, so 1, 2, that's a shorter one. Okay. And please, let me know if anything is unclear somehow at some point, because I do know that I get to a point when I'm kind of like just saying what I'm thinking, basically, which is not necessarily clear outside of my head. So please let me know. And I hope that you're all having good days. I know that there's some crazy weather out there. And I hope you're keeping warm. Okay, so we have, I think, 8. Right? We have 8. Yes, I have 8. So, okay. I also have these long strippies, so I'm gonna glue 2 of them together as well. And cut some more. Yep. And I'm always surprised that, I start and it's like, it's 2 minutes. And then I look up at the clock and it's like, okay, it's been 20 minutes now. That's fine. But yeah, this is why this is a long-term project. It takes a while and we're giving it the time it needs. Okay, so glue this together. So just making sure that I glued it straight. It is useful. Now I'll cut again. Okay. So this is for I think that's all. I need only 2 more. We said 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, wait. I already have enough. Aha. Okay. So this one will be maybe on the side. And that will be then 7.2. That will do. And I hope the measuring is not too boring and everything. But yeah, just part of the process, as you know. Okay, so this will be right on the edge. I'm just making sure that there's actually room for it. I might actually, because I made this one a bit thicker and stronger, I think that I might actually kind of pull this all the way to the end. Yeah. I can already see that for some reason it looks like they're not quite the right length, but that's fine. Now, okay, so I'm gonna use the heavy body gel to glue them down. And I'm just thinking that what I'll do is I'm actually going to mark where I want to add all of the shelves. So yeah, I'll just, this is how you do shortcuts. When you did a plan, you just do the marking here. I'm just copying it straight from my plan because, I made it in the scale of the project, so I don't need to copy it on or anything like that. And I'm also going to mark it on this piece that will be on top, just to be sure that, it's just useful to have 2 points to relate to. So, and basically these pencil lines, I don't need to worry about them because they will be completely hidden by the shelving. So, Also, there'll be a lot of books in those shelves, so I don't think you'll actually be able to see a lot of anything. Alrighty. So I think, I might actually start by gluing this one, or maybe start with the thick one. Let's start with this one. The thick one is easier because I made sure that it's straight. And let's just use the too much glue method, which is my favorite. Yeah. Ooh. Do you want to make bets on how many shelves I'll actually be able to make during this live? Could be an interesting. I fear not many, but we'll see. We'll see how far we go. Okay. Ready? That should definitely be enough. And what I'll do is, so I'm using the top part of the door to make sure that it's straight. And then also, this part looks good. Oh, really? Oh, Nox really wants attention. You might be hearing that. Yep, just make sure that this part is at the right line. And oh, as always, I'm just using the tip of this skewer to basically smooth down the glue. It helps it kind of go into, it removes excess and also kind of sticks everything into all the nooks and crannies that might be lacking glue. So that's, there we go. That's that. Can you leave it for a second? Nox apparently says hi back, although I think she may have, no, she's sitting right behind me. Yep, she said hi back. Oh, not now, Kitty, I'm sorry. Okay, so now it's just a matter of basically gluing these guys straight in under the shelf. That's what I'll do. No bets on how many shelves I'll make? You are not gambling people, I see. Because if you're watching it on replay, I'm not sure it counts because I have no way, I will not be able to tell if you wrote it before or after you watched everything. So it's the privilege. Gambling is the privilege of people that watch live, apparently. Oh dear. Okay. So we'll put some glue here as well. I really hope that we'll get a few shelves ready because I would like to go over how I'm gonna make the books, although it's not gonna be that. I'm not gonna go into too much details with these books because they are basically going to be glued in. Oh, that happens as well. So just glue it in, and I'm actually going to use the skewer here to really help me kind of push it into place, make sure that it's really on the edge. Not sure if it's like the most attractive architecture for people to create this kind of nook right in the entrance to the room, but I don't know. That's what we have. That's it. There we go. That's one. And I already suspect that I should have actually started from this side because it's gonna be harder on me, I think, going this way. Yeah, maybe I'll go here. Just a matter of like, what's easier for you to because if you're right-handed or left-handed and stuff. I also think actually it might be a good idea to do it kind of go back and forth between the sides because then there'll be less chances for me of me knocking down the last shelf I put in place. It's not actually the shelf, it's the, I don't know how they're called. It's like it's not the beam because it's not, yeah, it's the vertical parts of a shelving unit. That's what it is. Okay. So, yeah. As you can see, it can be a little bit tricky to place glue on these things, but we'll make it work. Okay. There we go. And here as well, I'm basically pushing it right to the edge of this wall. And I'm going to use the skewer to make sure that it is right on the edge. There are two things. And that it's sitting at 90 degrees here. Now, this glue dries quite glossy, but I'm not really worried about it because, well, it just looks like varnish on the shelving, so it looks pretty good, I think. It's fine. Do you have enough glue there? Oh dear. Yeah, I'm gonna put another bit of glue right at the corner there because it doesn't seem to catch. And skewers are really convenient for this part because they are because they have the tip, but they're also very long, unlike toothpicks. So very useful tools. Okay. The first one went really fast. This one is giving me problems. It's always like that. But there we go. All good. I think. Yep. Alrighty. Next one. Oof. Okay. So I think that considering my speed, when I finish this part, I might start right away on the shelves in the bottom part, just kind of show you how I'm doing it because the top part will basically be the same exactly. And I would like to have at least something kind of complete to basically give you the idea of how I'm planning on doing this. It's one of those things that like most of the things here really there's a lot of parts that are very repetitive in a way, like yeah, gluing these guys 8 times. but just a sec, just making sure that I'm catching the marking that I've made. It does require a little bit of focus sometimes. Now, the back wall, shall we say, the paper that I used is curving a little bit. So when I'm gluing things down, I do try to make sure to kind of push it down to make sure that it is straight. It's one of those things I feel like right now, because it's winter and there's much more. It's one of the, yeah, it feels like, there's more moisture in the air, even though my hands dry like hell constantly. It's the conundrum of winter. But yeah, I think that maybe because of that, it just, the paper is curved even more than usual. And that can be a bit challenging when you're trying to make straight walls, but it's also paper. So you can always kind of find a way to twist it back. And I purposely find materials or use materials that I know I can kind of bend, that they are flexible enough for me to play around with it and not worry constantly about it cracking or anything like that. Okay, so this is here. I'm just using the tip here to smoosh down the glue, making sure that it goes into all the crevices and, dry nicely and be good, basically. Okay. Hope everything's okay. You're kind of quiet in the chat, so I don't know. Maybe the shelving has hypnotized you. It's very calming, this kind of things. But yeah. Okay. Next one. Yeah. I was thinking actually of doing like a bit of a cabinet or something right at the bottom. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea of having books all over the place. That's just, a little fantasy of mine. One day. Maybe. Okay. I wonder if I should try and put it more to the camera so you can see better what I'm doing. I'm never sure if, oh, there, focus. You can see I'm basically putting like little blobs of the glue. And just kind of, I take a bit with the skewer and I just kind of, basically it's kind of like you're cleaning the skewer from the glue on the piece. Yeah, because it's a little tricky sometimes when your pieces are, when you're using the kind of thin edge of a piece. Ooh, I think I put it a bit too close. Yeah, that seems more like it. I'm very much trying to keep them straight. I'm also very much sure that it will not be perfect, but in the end it looks good generally, even if there are little discrepancies and things are not perfectly even and stuff. it still looks good. So there we go. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Uh, what colors will the books be? All kinds. I'll probably have a couple of like like when you have an encyclopedia or something like that, like books that come a series that all of them basically look the same, because it's something that is very common in studies even today. Definitely at the time. So I'll probably have some series of books like that. But otherwise, I don't know, because generally, I don't know. I'm not gonna go, I guess, too crazy, but books come in so many colors, like blue, green, purple, red, brown, lots and lots of shelves. Well, there will be lots and lots of shelves at some point. I'm just not sure how many of them will be today. Oh no. But yeah. There we go. That's another one. The main point in these lives, I think, is also that I'm just trying to show you the idea. Yeah. And it's also a matter of sometimes how much. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think like maybe I could have basically started like do the bottom part ahead, but I really like kind of sharing the process. I don't really know. Um, I feel like there's something, because a lot of times when you see something that is already half done, um, it's like, okay, if you see something a half of a process, I feel like generally speaking, if you see the first part, it'll be easier for you to understand where it's going, and how to complete the second part, shall we say. But if you see the second half, sometimes it's harder to understand where exactly and how exactly it started. So that's why a lot of times I choose to kind of start from a blank, and often don't finish the certain kind of element in this time of the live. I finish it afterwards, but I do feel like, oh, dear me. I do feel like I said, that the second part is usually easier to surmise. I hope I'm right. Okay. That's this one. And I will say also that yes, I definitely could have, made less, um, just less parts. Basically, I could have had only, made this wider, but it just fits really well with the windows, and everything is so kind of elongated in this house that I really like the idea of doing this very narrow-ish shelving units, kind of, or it's, I don't know. Yeah, you know what I mean. I hope. Yes. Okay. 45 minutes. Oh dear. No. Okay. Just a bit more here. Okay. This one. Okay. That's one now. Yay. This one will also be the trickiest one to sneak in, but we'll manage. Okay. Okay. Here. Some. Slow down. Be carefully here. And there we go. Now we can actually start doing shelves. So basically what I'll do is I'm going to take this piece, and I know we're going to have so 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5 with the bottom, but the bottom I think I'm actually going to close up. I'll just use a long piece right at the bottom here to kind of close all of them. I think that will make it all more stable. So we'll just do the shells. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 basically for each one. And I didn't cut it ahead because I am fully aware that, when you're doing things like that by hand, most of the times things are not going to be perfect. So each one of these they look pretty much the same, but they're each going to be slightly different. It'll be even less than a millimeter, but still can make a difference. So I'm just going to say I'm going with the first one. I'm just marking here sort of the thickness or the length of the shelf. I'll chop it. And I'll actually maybe use my tweezers here, right? Let's try it with the tweezers just to see. And see, it's even the top part is a little narrower. So cut it just a teensy bit to see that it fits. Yep, this will fit. And now I'm just going to use the first one to cut 3 more because we need 4 total. So 1, 2, and this would be the 4th one. Cool. Oh, I did not cut it straight. Cool. Okay, so now we have Oh, one of them got stuck to my fingers. Cool. But yes, so we have our shelves. And in this case, I think what I'm going to do is actually use this sketch as my guide to the height where I'm putting it in, because here it's all measured. And this way, again, this is one of the benefits of doing something, doing a sketch in the scale you're making it, because then you can sort of use it sometimes as a guide. Obviously, once I have this one done, I can use that as the guide for all the rest of them. And because this is such a tiny piece, I am using my tweezers to hold it and to put some glue on. It would be beneficial if the glue will be actually on the sides and not, on the shelf itself. There we go. And I'll just sort of slide it in right in, continuing the line that I have on the paper. And again, just kind of smoothing it with the glue. In this case, because it's stuck between these two pieces, it's actually already pretty much held in place. But obviously, glue helps to make things stronger. So I think that for today, we'll just finish this little one. Hey, how are you? Oh, Happy New Year. Yes. I hope that the year has been good to you so far. It's been a while. Oh, thanks so much. Oh, there we go. And again, I'm just making sure that the sketch is in line with the project, and I can kind of put it straight in. This one came out a bit crooked, so straightening it. Sorry. Oh dear. I'm not sure how it sounds for you, but every time I drop something on the media mat, on the surface here, it just sounds like a very big bang to me. I hope it's not too much for you guys. Okay, shelf number 2 is in. Let's continue. Okay, go. Oh. Oh, yes, of course. Some spell books, some wicked things. Lovely studies of the occult. Very important. And also very common in 19th century libraries, actually. So, they wouldn't even have to hide it. Also, it's the study. So, this is already, this floor in general is not public spaces, right? It's all private spaces where the family member hung out. So they don't hide anything in here. So we can have all kind of things. And I definitely plan to have some interesting things aside from books. Maybe on the shelves, on the walls. It's going to be a fun room. Fun room. So, yeah. Okay. And this guy is here. Okay. And so in this case, this little shelf is actually going to help this part be more straight. So I'm just going to hold it a little bit just for a second here. And basically, I think this is all we're going to do today because we're almost at an hour. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what the replay's for. I hope you enjoy them. It was the bathroom mainly, I think. If it's the last two videos, then it's the bathroom. That was fun, for sure. Okay, so you can basically see, I'll bring it up so you can see, this will be I'll continue these shelves all this way straight here, and pretty much the same will happen up here. We'll have a bit of a trim at the top, probably something at the bottom as well, but I'm not sure. Now, the books themselves, like I said, or I showed you before, pretty much, I'll show you again. This is basically, all I'm doing is that I'm taking oh, sorry about that. Thank you so much. This is just a piece of Graybird that I'm taking. It's pretty much the same, or actually, it's exactly the same material that I'm using for the walls. And what I'm going to do is hold it very strongly with my tweezers and kind of just round a bit one side, one edge, and drop it because that's what we do. Yes, they are tiny. Wait, is that the side I rounded? Oh dear. Okay, try to hold it maybe a bit stronger with this side. But basically, what I'm trying to do is give a rounded edge to one side. And this will be the book. So I'll just paint it, might give it a little bit of details, but basically these will be the books just sitting. We can probably put it here on the first shelf because I think it's pretty much dry, but something like this. And it will be on all of them. And of course, the beauty is that you can play with these tiny little cubes in different colors, and they can be in different heights and different widths, and they can stand a little bit on an angle and maybe in piles. And that will be a ton of fun. But I think this will be it for today because we still have a whole lot of shelves. I have a whole lot of shelves still to build. And I think that this is actually, so my plan is, and I think I mentioned it last week as well, that actually what I'm going to do with this project, because we are at a point that there's a lot of things that I need to do that I've already done in some, in a live, and I don't want the things to be too repetitive for you. Like, I don't want to spend another live building shelves and adding the books because it's just not interesting for you. So So I'll do that not live. And instead, next week, we're actually going to start a different kind of shorter project. And what I'm thinking of, oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Ila. So what I'm thinking of doing actually, or what I want to do is a somewhat different project. I want to build one of the Tim Holtz houses, one of the houses with the dyes, with the new, it's the Village Collection. Yes, I constantly confuse it with the original set. But there it was dwelling. This one is the Village Collection, and there's also Village Paper. So names, hard. But but I want to use to basically build one of those houses. I love making them, and I think it could be really cool doing it live because I have done some videos and I always get questions. Yes. I always get kind of questions that I didn't expect. And, I can never really expect all the questions. And I think it can be cool to be, to kind of do it live. And if anybody has any questions, they can just ask me while I'm doing it, or in comments afterwards if you're watching replay. But still, it gives a lot more options for people to ask. So it's not going to be the one, just one time, because you've seen, I think, the houses that I build, they take some time. But next week we'll definitely just go through just building the house. I'm still not sure exactly which dyes I'm going to use. If you have any bits that you would like me to see me kind of using, like the mansion or the extra, or like the little second floor thingies, or the tower, anything. If you're watching this on replay, then you can leave me a comment if there's something specific that you would like to see. Because the collection has a lot of options. It's part of the fun with it. So let me know if there's anything specific you would like to see. You can also tell me if you want to see afterwards. I don't know if you prefer brick walls or wood walls, or I don't know what kind of tiles, or anything specific that you would like to see. Let me know. Or even, I don't know. No, just if there's anything specific that you would like to see, let me know, and I will do that. And basically, the idea is actually to kind of to continue doing these lives every week, because I really enjoy that. And but to kind of give myself a little bit more time to complete bits of the mansion, and come back to it every time that we get to something new and interesting, because there's still a lot of stuff to do. There's the bedroom, there's the attic, there's a cellar, ton of stuff that I want to do. But we'll just get back to it every, I don't know, 3-4 weeks, I guess, something like that, depending on how long it will take me to do this project, the short-term project. But it's exciting. I think it's it's fun always to do something new as well. Part brick, part paper design. Paper design for the house. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let me know. But brick walls and shingle roofs. I love the shingle roofs. So thank you so very much for joining me. This has been fun. And scrapbook paper partly and then part brick. That's interesting. I don't usually use like patterned paper and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see. There's a million ways to do everything, so we'll see how Yeah, my head is full of options right now, and all will happen is that I will stare at you without talking because I'm thinking. So instead of doing that, because that is not a very fascinating piece of content, I will say again, thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next week. I'll post a link to it a bit later. And yeah, I'll see you then. Bye for now.